Buckle up, wrestling fans. NXT just delivered a rollercoaster episode packed with high-stakes drama, shocking comebacks, and a jaw-dropping return that has everyone talking. In the heart-pounding main event, Ricky Saints clung to his NXT Championship in a savage last-man-standing showdown with Trick Williams, while Oba Femi's surprise appearance teased even bigger battles ahead. But this was just the tip of the iceberg on a night that challenged loyalties, reshaped titles, and built anticipation for the upcoming Gold Rush events. Stick around as we break it all down, because trust me, there's more controversy brewing than you might expect. First off, let's dive into the results of the matches, where champions were tested and new stars emerged. Jasper Troy shocked the world by dethroning El Grande Americano for the WWE Speed Championship in a lightning-fast 4:42 encounter. This was Americano's rare defense of the belt after a long hiatus for the Speed brand, and Troy earned his shot through impressive tournament victories over Zachary, Wentz and Axiom. The bout was a 5-minute sprint, with Troy applying early pressure by slamming Americano down for a quick 2 count. Reversals flew back and forth. Americano landed a leg lariat and a penalty kick for near falls, while Troy countered with a standing splash and a head kick. Things escalated outside the ring. Americano missed a tope suicida and got caught by Troy's forearm, but he recovered for a second attempt. In a sneaky twist, Americano hid a metal plate in his singlet, only for the referee to spot it. Seizing the moment, Troy nailed a splash in the corner and finished with a black hole slam for the win, claiming the title with mere seconds left. This shift moves the championship fully into NXT's sphere, signaling a fresh era away from the main roster's talents, though some fans might debate if it was the right time to strip it from a fan favorite like Americano. Next up, Thea Hail powered through Alba Fire in a 9:51 match, using her strength and agility to secure the victory. Just a week before teaming with Joe Hendry for the AAA Mixed Tag Team Championships against Ethan Page and Chelsea Green, Hail faced interference from her opponents, who hoped to weaken her. She started strong with a springboard coffin drop from the apron, but Green caused a distraction, letting Fire hit a tope suicida to regain footing. Upon returning from break, the two traded blows. Hail unleashed a clothesline, a world's strongest slam, and attempted another coffin drop, but Fire dodged and fought back with a tornado DDT and a roll-up escape. Hail locked in a Kimura, only for Fire to break free by ramming her into the turnbuckles. More distractions from Page led to Hendry and Hail confronting their rivals at ringside, culminating in Fire's superkick. Yet, Hail turned the tide with a roll-up for the 3 count. This feel-good win builds Hail's momentum, showcasing her resilience in a bout that, while set up for bigger things, offered some genuinely exciting in-ring action, perfect for newcomers who might be unfamiliar with moves like the coffin drop. Think a dramatic leap onto an opponent outside the ring. In a swift semi-final clash for the Speed Women's Championship, Fallon Henley pinned Skylar Rae in just 2:16, earning a shot at the vacant title against Zoria at Gold Rush. Rae, a LFG Season 2 alum making her NXT TV debut after house show experience, brought energy with a crossbody from the top rope and a tornado DDT, but Henley countered with a famouser, a smooth move where she catches an opponent's head for a swinging motion, much like a bulldog, for the clean win. It's a big moment for Henley, tying into Fatal Influence's growing presence at the event. Tavian Heights overcame Josh Briggs in a heated grudge match lasting 9:19, avenging past tensions with a decisive pinfall. Briggs struck first with a boot, but Heights rallied with slams, clotheslines, and a sling blade. Briggs taunted him, fueling Heights' fire, though big boots briefly halted the comeback. Heights turned it around by trapping Briggs in the ropes and landing a belly-to-belly suplex for the victory. This matchup simmered with real animosity, making it a standout for those who enjoy personal rivalries. Imagine two athletes settling scores like old-school boxing feuds. The main event was pure chaos. Ricky Saints retained the NXT Championship against Trick Williams in a brutal last man standing match that clocked in at 15:31. Williams, desperate for one last crack at the title, targeted Saints' taped ribs from a prior assault. Saints grabbed a kendo stick early, whipping Williams into the steps. But Williams fought back, with a garbage can to the ribs and a fallaway slam. Using the ropes and more strikes, Williams broke the stick and switched to a chair, keeping the pressure on. Saints bled from his lip as he retaliated with a lid shot and sent Williams outside. During a break, Williams smashed a can over Saints' head, then rammed him into a barricade. Back inside, Saints unleashed kendo stick swings, chair shots, and a spear, yet Williams kicked out. The action spilled everywhere. Williams wedged a chair in the turnbuckles, stomped stairs toward Saints' head, and landed a bookend on steel. Saints wrapped a chain around his fist and charged, but Williams sent him through a platform wall. They brawled into the crowd, with Saints spearing Williams off a guardrail through the announce table. Williams begged for mercy, but Saints pushed him down to win. This was a war of attrition, blending violence with strategy. Ideal for explaining last man standing rules to beginners. It's not about pins, but forcing your opponent to stay down for a 10 count, often turning matches into endurance tests. Between the bouts, the show buzzed with segments that stirred the pot. Kicking off with a Veterans Day tribute video, we shifted to Tatum Paxley and the culling at the Performance Center. Fans cheered Tatum Tuesday, but Itzy Dame cautioned against freely giving title shots, referencing Paxley's wheel-spun match with Lola Vice. Paxley defended her fun approach, but Dame warned of risks. Fatal Influence interrupted, with Jacy Jayne demanding a rematch to prove Paxley's mettle. Dame shot it down, but Paxley sided with Jayne for Gold Rush, marking it her final chance. The crowd's silence was telling. Fans usually back Paxley's kindness over Dame's control, yet here they preferred denying a heel like Jayne another go. It felt like a misstep in character, as if Paxley's generosity backfired. But here's where it gets controversial. Is Paxley too soft-hearted? Or is wrestling better when champions take chances? This decision could redefine her reign. Some argue it keeps things fair, while others say it undermines her authority. Backstage, Ava announced Jackson Drake defending his Evolve Championship against Shawn Legacy at Gold Rush. Drake's held it since April, with 5 defenses under his belt. Sol Ruca, cleared to wrestle, chose a quick return over deadline, challenging Blake Monroe for the North American title next week. In a bizarre promo, Monroe battled her darker self, hinting at unleashing her ruthless side. J. Yvonne Evans teased his last time is now tournament run, potentially facing John Cena, then revealed a tag team alliance with Leon Slater against Dark State for the titles at Gold Rush. What seemed like a video call turned real as Slater joined the fray, sending heels fleeing with dives. Meanwhile, Ren Sinclair and Kendall Gray discussed adding to Ren QCC, only for Lainey Reed to ambush Gray, claiming a sneaky path to the Evolve Women's title. Ava warned Miles Bourne against interfering in the main event. And this is the part most people miss. The show's announcements painted a picture of Gold Rush's doubleheader. Next week, first part Monroe vs. Ruca for the Women's North American belt, Paige Green vs. Thea Hail for AAA tags, Dark State vs. Evans for Slater for NXT tags, and Paxley vs. Jayne. The second event on November 25th, Henley vs. Zoria for the Speed Women's title, Jordan vs. Grace vs. Lee for the TNA Knockouts crown, Drake vs. Legacy for Evolve, and Gray vs. Reed for Evolve Women's. The episode ended on a cliffhanger bombshell. Oba Femi, the former world champ, strode out to his music, with Vic Joseph declaring, "The ruler is here for one more reign." Talk about setting up epic showdowns. What do you think, fellow fans? Should Tatum Paxley have stuck to her guns and denied Jacy Jayne that rematch? Or does her open-door policy make wrestling more exciting? Is Oba Femi's return a game-changer, or just another tease? And does the Speed Championship shift feel like a smart move?